everybody on YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming you back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is day 27. We're looking at a special little thing, a little twist on an old classic. We're looking at Fishnarchy. That's right, we're taking a look at a monarch deck. But rather than doing silly things like Majesty's Fiend and all that stuff like that, we're going with the InfernalQueen Salmon, the Terrorking Salmon. We're just trying to tribute some new things off, because these do have monarch stats and therefore are technically monarch cards. So we got ourselves our Fishnarchy deck. We're going to be tributing out the Salmon, locking our opponent out of the extra deck. The casters are here, but don't mind them. They're only here as tribute fodder. That's really their main shtick. So we're going to be going in for that. We're going to be doing some fishy things. We got some other fishy combos and wombos and things. So we're going to show off this deck. Thanks to Mr. Spicy Boy, who asked us to take a look at the Fishnarchy. But for now, we're going to go into EDO Pro. We're going to show off this deck, show off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's. Have ourselves a good old time. And of course, if you want the deck list, it'll be at the end of the video, which you can check out after you check out this video. So, enough talking. Let's get right into the action. Alrighty, our first opponent. Another day, another card game. As the king, we must attempt to go first as often as possible. We do have some going second stuff. Technically, the casters would they fit into that, so that's that. But the opening hand's actually not too bad. I mean, we got Arpadu. He's our other tribute engine. We've got our Castra duo, which is nice. We're up against Dual Avatar. Okay. I remember they like fuse. That's all I can remember about dual avatars. That's all I can really remember. Like, let's see, summon, blah 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 blah. All tokens tributed or destroyed end phase. Fusion, summon dual avatar using monster hand of fusion material. Yeah, so basically, like, he summons a bunch of tokens. Really like the artwork on these tokens, by the way. And he can fuse with these. I just don't remember what the fusions do. It's been a while, but as for our deck, pretty straightforward. We're just trying to go for Terrorking Salmon, tribute some of the darn thing, and go from there. And we'll see what this guy does. I need to read what these do. If a dual avatar, we destroy a card effect, destroy a monster instead. Alright, this is a new one. This one, I don't know what this does. Original names of the materials used for dual avatar power, Gokyo, Bajubaju. This doesn't do as much. What did he summon this with? Kokoku? I don't think that does anything then. Might be mistaken, but I don't think it does much. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Let's start with Fishy Sonar. Let's get my Terrorking Salmon directly from deck. If I had Umi, I would also get another fish. But I'm only playing the one, so not yet. But we're gonna go ahead for Tenacity of Monarchs. All we have to do... oh yeah, it can reveal Ogre too. That's a nice thing about Ogre. That's why we're playing Ogre. Because he also has Monarchs. He is also a Monarch. Fenrir is not he's not a Monarch, but, you know, we forgive him for that. As it stands, so we're going to go ahead and get Domain of the True Monarchs. We're all about stopping our opponent from extra deck stuff. It's kind of the idea. But we're going to go ahead and start with Arpadu, trying to bait out things of my opponents. We're going to pop this thing so we can draw an extra card. Nice. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and summon Fenrir because I can, and then we're going to special summon Arpadu. We'll summon this guy because he is our tribute engine. We're going to play the Domain of the True Monarchs, and once we have a tribute summon monster, my opponent can no longer summon from the extra deck. It's pretty nasty, but it is what it is. But let's give back to our opponent a little bit. Let's give him Upstart Goblin, a little extra life points. We can be generous in that respect. So, I guess we'll attack into this dude. And we'll banish him with Fenrir, because I don't trust him. Don't trust him. And we'll attack into this thing. I don't think it does. Okay, maybe it does do something. Oh, he can summon these two. Okay. And that does give him more stuff back. Okay. Summon a dual avatar from the deck or extra. Okay. That's cool and all. But he can't summon from the extra deck. Let's see. If face-up dual avatars destroy a battle, I'll summon this card from the hand. And let's see. If a dual avatar fusion. Okay, it doesn't really matter who I attack, I don't think. Could be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong because how did that work? Can't control my battle or card effects this turn. Okay. That's fine. I can live with that, I think. Banish a dual avatar. Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. He was being able to fusion in my turn, but because I have the domain, he can't summon from the extra deck at all. That's kind of the thing monarchs do. It's one of the annoying things about it. Like, they're kind of a one-trick pony when you get down to it. That monarchs are just about like locking the extra deck and monster effects after you get like, you know, monarchs erupt and things like that out. But it's what we do. What is he doing now? Banish this card, target a dual avatar in the grave, add it to your hand. Okay, I think that's okay. I'm trying to think what dual avatars have that can out our board, but I can't think of anything because, like, he has a Soten Calling. He's going to keep trying that, which is cool and all. But, again, so long as I have Domain and so long as I have a Tribute Summon monster, he can't do any fusion summoning. I feel kind of bad for the guy, but this is what the Fishnarchy is about. We're trying to lock the extra deck. We have a Salmon. It could be worse. I could have, like, other things. What's this doing? And a dual avatar spell. Okay. What do their spells do? I don't know what their other spells do. Probably should have stopped that, but, you know, we'll give this guy the benefit of the doubt and say it's not play. Let's see. Ah, yes, I was mistaken. Should have done something about that, because now he's going to be able to pop Domain or Terrorking Salmon. Okay. Popping Domain. Let's activate Monarch's Erupt now. I won't be able to banish his stuff, but at least for a turn, he won't be able to use monster effects. So it's something? Well, it's actually just so long as I have Terrorking Salmon. No monster effects will be allowed. Basically, it's like our own version of skill drain with this thing. I have a tribute monster. No monsters that aren't tributes can't use their effects. And even if he gets rid of the Salmon, it does linger until my next turn. If I don't have a tribute monster, it does go away. But I think we're good. I think we're pretty set. Oh, I'm so tempted to do other things, but I think we're gonna go for the March of the Monarchs. That way I get targeted protection. Just in case. All right. So, barring this being another one of that, I think we're good. This being what we are trying to do. I mean, we're going to be able to beat over this thing. Kokoku. He's so cool. But then the Salmon's just going to slap him in the face, like a classic Ed Eddie moment there. There you go. So we're pretty set there. And this is what we're trying to do. Like I said, we summon out the fish. We lock out the extra deck. He does have double draw because of the Malachite Stone, which is... yeah, it's something. Opponent cannot activate monster effects with normal summon this turn. I'm clearly not going to do that, but okay. And my opponent will surrender, but he put up a very good fight. I will say, he probably should have killed the Salmon when he had the chance, but it doesn't matter. Either way, we're able to out my opponent's stuff, and that's what we're trying to do today. So let's go for duel number 2. Keep showing off what this deck can do against different people, and get out the Queen next time. We must go for the Queen. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Can't win rock, paper, scissors for beans, but opening hand is a very acceptable one. Let's start with the Pantheisms of the True Monarch. This is like the best card in the deck. Free 2-card draw, plus I can banish it from the graveyard to search at, well, I picked 3 Monarch cards. We'll go for Tenacity. Essentially, I can just pick whatever I want. And my opponent gets to pick one of them. But if I pick 2 Erupt and 1 Tenacity, it doesn't really matter. It's like, you know, either way works, essentially. And hey, we got this Queen. The Queen. That's a dead meme. That's such a dead meme, but I'll say it anyway. But we're going to go ahead and activate Tenacity of the Monarchs. We'll reveal the Terrorking Salmon to let my opponent know we're a fun guy who doesn't just want to lock people out of things. And I continue to lock my opponent out of things. All right. So what we're going to do here... what do you got? You got like... okay, he's got nothing. I was like, does he have something? Actually, this is probably even better than what I was going to do. We're going to special summon Fenrir, and we're going to actually use this effect. We don't often use this, but I can get Ogre because he does have the Monarch stats, so it works out. But more importantly, we're going to use the Prime Monarch. Nice little trap. I can banish Monarch spell trap. Bring it out. Very nice card to have in the Guard of Grave. We'll go for March of the Monarchs to give ourselves protection. And we're going to tribute off the Prime for the Queen. InfernalQueen, very interesting monster, actually. You can summon out Terrorking Salmon. And if this gets removed by a card effect, it's kind of like Mare Mare, where I just get a whole bunch of tokens. Oddly enough, it's a good card for a deck that does have an extra deck. Although, conceivably, if he destroys this with a card effect, I get a bunch of tokens, then they're all tribute fodder, so you get the idea there. So, let's end our turn there. I think we're pretty set. I've got a Fenrir in case I really, really need it, but I also have Skill Drain when I need it. And, you know, March, I can't be targeted or destroyed, no extra deck. That's the idea of this deck. You know, if he can out this, then my opponent basically just wins, because I don't really have much recovery in this deck. Some recovery really depends on, like, you know, where we are in the duel. Okay, I guess that makes sense too. You would think he'd get rid of the Queen, but I guess he wants to just beat over the Queen. I guess that makes sense too. Maybe. Alright, what kind of deck is this? We'll find out in a moment. This is the... what was that? Brimming Sangen Mirror. Fire dragons unaffected by opponent's activated effects during the main phase 1 only. The monarchs erupt? Okay. What on earth is this? During the main phase, add a Tenpai dragon from the deck to the hand and discard a card. Only use it on turn. Control by battle, target dragon synchro. Oh, this is that archetype that's all about, like, dragon synchros. Okay. Okay, I mean, he can do a lot of synchros and stuff, but he can't extra deck. Why did he kaiju the Fenrir? That's so weird. I think my opponent might have misplayed. Honestly, that reads more of misplay, or he didn't read what monarchs do? That's kind of weird. Not gonna lie, it is a little off. Because if he had kaiju this, like, I would be very screwed. I didn't have a tribute monster. I couldn't use Erupt. I wouldn't have been able to use Domain. This would just be irrelevant. He could have done his whole shtick. He's still gonna try and do shtick, but why would you kaiju that? Are you so scared of Little Hatchet Man? Are you the big bad wolf? I am confuddled. I am perturbed. I am weirded out. Why would you do this? Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure I win, but, well, maybe I don't. I don't know. What can Tenpai Dragon do without an extra deck? With all their effects negated for a turn? Apparently nothing. Okay. That's a hard one to... I mean, we won. But we only won because my opponent was being a fish brain, I guess. He's got less memory than a goldfish. I don't know. But regardless, we'll call that a win. I guess we'll do a bonus duel. I wasn't planning on one today, but we'll do a bonus duel just because... we'll at least say how the third duel goes. So let's do that. Alrighty, everybody. The third opponent, the fighting third. And so far, so good. I mean, I can't win rock, paper, scissors for beans, but... okay. At the very least, we get to show off some other combos, so that's good. We're up against... that could be a lot of things. Is probably... well, if it's Dogmatica, we're fine, because we don't play an extra deck, but I don't think it's Dogmatica. Is... oh, it's Vendreads. Okay. Vendreads are neat. I like Vendreads. Vendreads are cool. It's just a shame that you have to do so much setup to make them do stuff, but... you know, he's got himself set up. He's got his Scar going. He'll get... ooh, the trap. That trap is tricky. But I do have March of the Monarch to protect my tributed boys. Zolkin! Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, this is an interesting little tidbit on Vendreads. The Zolkin's a nice little trick. Alright, I'm interested. I mean, I can out this pretty easy. But it's still pretty cool, I have to say. Still pretty cool. What is the restriction on this guy again? Have a synchro, monster can't target this card for attacks. Okay, I can deal with that. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Streeges, what you doing up in here? Battles, do that. Spell trap. Oh, that stops spell traps. Ooh. This is going to be trickier than I'd like to admit. He's kind of... Oh, he didn't use Hand Horde. Never mind. Banish opponent special summon monsters as a quick... Okay, I can deal with that reasonably well. We'll see. This is why we go first in this deck. This is why we don't want to go around with like stuff like this. But it's an interesting little thing, and at the very least I can show up like Sea Stealth attack. Or conversely, he can just do that. That is also a thing he can do. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with Sea Stealth attack number 2. Or it's just Sea Stealth 2, but I like to call it Sea Stealth attack number 2. Anyway, this card counts as Umi, so basically when we use Sonar, we get to do additional things. So we're going to activate our March of the Monarchs. And we're going to activate the Fishy Sonar. Hello, it is I, Fish Sonar. So basically, I get to search out a fish, and then I can summon a Water Normie from the deck. I'll go ahead and summon Goo 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 Goo, because I can. It's not going to last, because, you know, this is on the board, but I'm just summoning this stuff. Because when else am I going to? When else am I going to? Doesn't really matter. Maybe bait out the Vendread Slayer. Who knows? That's going to be the big problem is... Oh yeah, there's the trap. Okay, that works too. Alright. Such is life, I spooze. Such is life. Okay, so the Vendread's going to keep doing things. I'm tinking it. I'm going to go for Tenacity of the Monarchs. How does this work again? Once per turn, monster effect activated. Negate the activation, destroy that monster, destroy this card gains attack. If a monster battles a level 5 or higher monster during any damage count. Okay, any level 5 or higher monster. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I wanted to do certain things, but I think this is the only things I can do. This guy's got a pretty beefy board. And he's got, and worst thing is, wait, does he have a zombie in the graveyard? He does not. Hold on. Banish a zombie from the graveyard. And he doesn't have a zombie in the graveyard. Okay, that might actually work. So we're gonna activate. We're gonna start with Monarch Stormforth. And then we'll activate our domain. And we're going to tribute off the Crystal Wang Dragon for our queen. So now that we have the queen, he can't use his stuff. We're going to special summon another Salmon and kind of go from there. I think we're in a good spot. Battle phase, I can summon a monster from the deck. You know, let's summon the Goo 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 back. He didn't get to do enough stuff. All right. So we're pretty set. Let's go ahead and attack into the Slayer. Get him just off the board. Don't want him around. Oh yeah, I guess he gets to draw a card still. Huh? Oh. Oh no, he drew a Zombo, so now he is gonna be able to... Oh, never mind. Okay, he still gets to do stuff, though. That's unfortunate, so I might still be out of this. Unfortunate, I can stop the extra deck, but I can't stop the main deck. At the very least, I got to show off the Sea Stealth attack stuff, so that's cool. But yeah, I think I actually lose this one because I don't have anything set up to stop main deck, boys. If I had Erupt, I could definitely out this, but I don't. Which is the sad thing. I mean, I could keep using this card as many times as I'd like. So, keeping a defense isn't the problem. The problem is that without Erupt, I can't really do stuff. Can't really do stuff. So I'm pretty sure I'll lose this third duel. Pretty sure. Oh, you're actually going to use that Vendread Battle Lord. Cool. I guess the only thing that would really help me in this situation is if I got like a Kashtira. That would at least do something. Oh, and he can stop my sea stealth too. Okay, so yeah, that's how it is. But you can't stop this. You beat me in battle, boyo. I shall summon forth all the tokens in the world. If I had an extra deck, this would be pretty pog, but I don't. Because extra decks are for suckers. I mean, this guy doesn't use his extra deck half as much. Okay, he used some of it. He did use some of it. But I got 5 tokens. And I contribute these tokens for a Kashtira, and then the Kashtira will be immune to stuff. That's pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Alright, what does this do? Add a ritual monster. Send a Vendread monster. Okay. Alright. It is. You can't exactly complain. We've had some good duels so far. But, you know, if you can't lock your opponent out of the extra deck, this deck does have its issues. But, you know, if your opponent's playing rituals, that is kind of a weakness to this deck, because, you know, we stop anything from the extra deck. We don't stop the main deck. We're not tyrants here. Okay? That's not how we roll. Basis card, target 5 banished zombies. Do you have 5 banished zombies? I think he does. He does. Oh boy. So yes, I'm pretty sure I lose this duel. But it's hard to say, because like I said, if I tribute a cash, well, even if I do get a Kashtira, I don't know. I'm going to skip ahead. If I come back from this, I'll be back. If not, I'll see you guys in the 4th duel. Alright, everybody, the 4th and final opponent. Last chance for romance. I'll never get it on the doubles. Alright, but we got to go first. I'll notice this opening hand, it doesn't exactly bode well. Alright, well, unfortunately that does happen at times. Oh boy. Alright, well, probably not going to win this one, but let's take a minute to just talk about the deck a bit. You know, the Monarch's Fish, it's a nice deck. It does do its thing. It does get the job done. When they get the hand that I can use, works pretty good. You know, you get your Terrorking Salmon or your Queen Salmon, you summon them out, you lock the opponent's extra deck, and as long as they're like overly reliant on it, things are good. If they're not, then, you know, things can get a little rough. But at the end of the day, it's a nice new take on the classic Monarchs. I prefer this over just, you know, Vanity's Fiend or Bust. Definitely a bigger fan of that than anything else. So yeah, we're definitely losing this duel, because when you brick, and you brick hard in Monarchs. So let's go for the end screen. That's all we can do today. Alrighty, everybody. So Fishnarchy, we went 2-2 today. It's fine. You know, Monarchs aren't my specialty, but you know, I like this more than like what most people play in. I don't see no Ebuses. I've seen enough Erebus and Ethers and Vanity's Fiend to last a lifetime. I'd much rather play something new with my decks. So that's what we got to do today. We saw the fish were on the board, they did their thing, we locked out extra decks, we bashed into our opponent with our fish. You know, if your opponents are overly reliant on the extra deck, this deck works fairly well. If they don't care about the extra deck very much, like if we're up against like dinosaurs or something, if you have Erupt, you'll be somewhat okay, but like it can still be kind of tricky. Just a little tricky there. So for countering extra decks, Monarchs do good. Other things, it can be rough, and if you brick, then you're just dead. So it's fine. I'm fine with this one. This was an experiment, and the experiment, I'd say, went better than expected. I was expecting like 1 win, and we got 2 of them things. So I'm happy with it. So here's the deck list in case you want to try this out, change it in any ways you like. So here's what we got. We have 1 copy of Goo because he's cool. 3 copies of the Terrorking Salmon. 2 Kashtira Ogre for Monarch stats. 3 copies of Fenrir to search out Ogre. We have triple InfernalQueen Salmon. Triple copies of Anchor Fruit. We have 3 Fish Sonar. 3 Pantheism of Monarch. 3 Tenacity of the Monarch. Triple Upstart Goblin. We have Call by Grave. Triple Monarch Stormforth. double March of Monarchs, 1 Sea Stealth number 2, Electric Boogaloo, triple Domain, 2 copies of Monarch's Erupt, and 1 Prime Monarch. The extra deck is never a thing. As for the side deck, you know, you just cut out the middleman and go for Skill Drain if you really wanted to, but it's not as searchable. There's Ice Barrier, which can allow you to search out one of your fishes, but it requires you to run Foolish Burial Goods, and I wanted to run this, but it was just overcomplicating things. There's other field spells, which count as Umi, but this is typically better. If you're going to run, like, Skill Drain, I would recommend potentially replacing Domain with this, if you want to just make your fish bigger. We also have Return of the Monarchs, which can net you, like, Ogre, or if you tribute summon Ogre, get you a fish, but that's about all it does in this deck. If you want to run the old Eidos Adia engine, then a single copy Reinforcement Army is very much appreciated. And there's also things like Mithra the Thunder Vassal, which is, you know, another summonable monster from the hand, gives your opponent a token, which is whatever, but it does give you an additional, like, tribute summon and stuff, so it's something to think about. But regardless, everybody, thank you for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, let me know you enjoyed it, and tomorrow, I believe we're looking at a Light Sarco deck? Yeah, that's Light Sarco with Calculus. Yeah. And this little guy who's sneaking in. So, tune in next time. Your boy Memphis signing out. Until next time, y'all stay safe, stay happy, and you have a good one.